Today, we will look at how to authenticate our Rails application using the clearance gem. Clearance is a gem provided by Thoughtbot. It provides easy authentication using email and password. To begin, we first create our blank Rails application, which I have done here. Next, we'll run bundle add clearance to add the gem to our gem file. Once this is done, you can simply run Rails generate clearance install. This will install clearance in our application for us. As you can see, it has created the initializer file for us. It has created the user model and has also created the migration for us. If we look at our user model here, you can see it includes the clearance module. And if we look at the migration right here, you can see it has added an email, encrypted password, confirmation token, and remember token. You see it also adds indexes to our email, our configuration token, and our remember token. So you can see the configuration instructions that are provided here. If we wish to set up our mailer to use full URLs, we simply copy this right here and we go to our development.rb file and we simply paste it in. Our next step is to display the user session status. If there's a user signed in, we want to display the email address of the current user as well as a button to sign out. Also, we want to show a link to sign up. So we can copy this. We can simply place this in our application.html.arb, or we could have created a navigation partial for it and pasted it there. We already have Flash. We don't really need Flash messages for this application, so the next step would be to create a scaffold. We'll call this articles. So we'll generate scaffold article, and we'll use name, content, and we'll give it user references as well. Then that completed, we can run Rails db migrate to run all the migrations for us. We can also update our routes. And with that, we can start our server. Simply just change the root of our applications to the index action of articles. Go to localhost 3000. You can see everything works perfectly. We have our sign in, our sign out, we have our forgot password. But let's also go to our user here. Let's add a relationship. A user has many articles, and since we use a generator for unused added the user references, you can see it already says belongs to user here. So if we sign up, we can see example at yahoo.com. You can see the current user email address is displayed here. We got that from our application at html.arb. It's this line right here. If we're to sign out, we simply click it. You can see it works. So let us sign in again. There. So if we wish to create a new article, you can see it gives us an error right here saying user must be defined. There are a couple of ways where we can handle this error, methods we can handle this error, but the simplest method is simply to go here and right here we could give our user ID field a value of the current user not ID. You can save it. You can see our user ID is right there. You can change this to a hidden field and delete this here. So you can see if you add this data here, click on create article, you can see everything works. So if we want to ensure that a user has signed in before they have access to the articles pages, you can go to the articles controller. We can add a before action, a callback here, and we'll use require login. So user must log in first before they'll be able to access this. So if we open this in a private window, you can see it redirects us to the sign-in page. We can also limit the, if we really wanted the current user's articles to show here, we could do that here. Simply do current user.articles. And we can also come here and update this so we can have current user.articles.find. So if you create another user in our private window, for this example 2, that's our ad, and click on sign up, you can see there are no articles here for example 2 because we haven't created an article for using this user. So if we do second user, click on create, if we refresh, you can see for the second user only his articles displayed here, and for the first user only the first user's articles are displayed here. If we want to display the views for clearance, you can simply run Rails generate clearance views. That would create all the views for us. You can see it. So if you go down to our views folder, you can see the clearance mailer was also created for the views, the passwords, the sessions, the users. So if we wanted to make any changes, we can make that here. There's also, clearance also provides us with many options for configuration. Yes, if we want to disallow users to sign up, or if we want to set the cookie domain and many other things, we can do that in the configuration, the initializer file for clearance. So if we come here to clearance.rb, and we can simply run we can add config allow sign up. We set this to false. If we restart our application, you can see there's no link to sign up on here. And even if we come and try it right here, you can see it gives us a routing error. So from right here in our initializer file, we can prevent users from signing up. So that is that for our clearance authentication. There are many other configurations that we can play with here, but for now we'll just leave it like this.